Last time on Knights of the Rolled Table, a sudden coordinated attack has left many realms overtaken by nefarious forces during what has been referred to as the Great Turmoil. New Knights of the Realm are being sought out in a desperate attempt to swell the ranks. In the desert realm of Red Basin, we rejoin Jerik, Sarsa, and Branch as they adventure with human Remy Valiant. They freed 2 new heroes from some bad goblins, Carver, a war-forged artificer, and Deleth, a human rogue. We also met 5 new heroes in the jungles of Castor. They were Biscuit, the gnome wizard, Igneous, the phoenix-born shadow monk, Dierdre, a high elf rogue, Yenni, a halfling barbarian, and Aryx, a tabaxi warlock rogue. Led by veteran dragonborn knight Alistair Slate, they defeated an evil wizard and were inducted to the Knights of the Realm. They were able to retrieve the name of a possible mole within the Knights, Danbrecht.
We continue our adventure in the jungles of Castor as you are traveling from the temple where you just fought Vilnius, the necromancer, and are walking back to Castor City. It's a very warm day. It goes without any complications as you return to the city. And most of you have spent time here in Castor City. It is a beautiful metropolis. It has many different types of inhabitants, and it's a very colorful city. As Alistair takes you in, you're going deeper into the city, further along, and he says, now that you guys are Knights of the Realm, you'll need to get acquainted with our headquarters here. So we actually have a small base of operations that we've set up deep within the city. It'll be the place where we will continue to do our work. As you're walking through the city, the buildings are getting taller and the density is increasing. You're able to, on the way, if you want to sell anything, you could certainly do that as we're kind of getting settled in here. If we want to take care of the business of selling and trading stuff now, that might be a handy thing to do. You kind of enter a marketplace type of area. Alistair very much takes command of most of the rooms that he's in, and this open area is no exception. He kind of sees some of the guards people and he gives them a wave. He knows many of the marketplace hawkers and sellers, and he is talking to them a little bit, and you guys kind of have a couple moments to trade or buy as you wish with all of the gold that you have.
Ooh, that's right, we do have a lot of gold.
How do you people carry around this armor all the time? It's disgusting.
Igneous is carrying the giant sack of heavy plate armor, which he can't wear at all. It's presumably magical, and he would really like to barter away for something useful for him.
Hey, you magic one, you know identify, right?
To Biscuit.
Yeah. I told you about it last time.
Well, what was this? Is this armor special or worth something extra?
It's just big old heavy plate armor.
Nothing magic about it, just really heavy. Plate armor of heaviness.
It's really strong.
All right, I'll work with it. Hey, can you tell that guy over there that it's really heavy, that it's magical? He might not know.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, come on.
We go to the blacksmith.
Ting, ting, ting. And that's when I said, well, you gotta get all those ducks in a row. Oh, hey there. What's up, guys?
Hey there, Boris.
I drop the giant plate armor on the counter.
Ooh.
My friend here is hoping to sell this big, heavy, magical plate armor, and it's a right doozy. I think if you'd get a pretty penny for it.
Magical plate armor of heaviness.
It's very magical. It's very, very magical. You know what I'm saying?
Smell it.
Oh, smell it. Okay, he takes a big whiff. Let's see. I see steel here, a little copper inlay on the back, leather straps. This doesn't seem to be magical to me.
Well, it's nice though, isn't it?
It's very nice, yeah. Finely crafted. You're looking to sell or repair, or what do you need?
You got weapons?
No, Jameson down over there. He's got the weapons. Hey, you want weapons? Did you
I want to go to there.
say weapons?
Well, how about what's it worth to you?
Oh,
In
this
gold.
set, I don't know. Needs a little bit of work. Gonna need to be refitted. I can give you 15 gold for it.
15 gold?
Yeah.
I'll lug this halfway across the realm for you for this. It's good plate armor.
I mean, I guess if I...
Save your life.
We got this off an evil guy in a cave, and he was a right evil dude, and
It's
We,
got
uh,
historical value.
that's right.
You know, you could always smelt it down and make something better if that's what you prefer.
that's true, but that's cost me a lot of tree bark there to melt that all down. I don't know if I got the time for that. I'll tell you what, you look like nice guys. How about 17?
20.
19.
Fine.
All right, 19 gold for your plate.
So, blacksmith, besides that armor that you just bought that was magical, do you have any other magical armor around here?
Magical armor? We don't really do that. We really just focus on the good stuff here. Are you looking for, let's see, you look a little, maybe like a studded leather?
Yeah, it's what I got. Always looking to improve if I can.
Well, I could try and upgrade your armor for you and maybe make it a little stronger, but not with any magical properties.
Ooh, I would be interested in something like that.
Yes, stronger armor would be a nice thing to have.
Okay. Well, I like that. So let's see, 2 custom studded leather armor, special flourishes. Let's get you over here sized up. And he kind of leads you kind of into a back room area. And,
Oh, darling, you don't need to size me. I'm a 6. I've always been a perfect 6.
perfect 6. I'll write that down. Excellent. No further questions. Great. So he kind of takes care of you. And so for 15 gold, he'll get that started and then the full payment upon pickup. And he says he can do it within a day.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll take care of the 15. You can spot me back later, all right?
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Anybody else interested in wares?
I have every intention of looking at the weaponry next door with Jameson, was it?
Yep, Jameson. Hey there.
Oh,
Welcome.
hello, sir. Now, I assume that the caliber of your work is equal to that of your associate over here.
Oh yeah. I'm really good at pointy and prickly and especially stabbies.
Aryx is going to pull out his rapier and, not quite point it right at the guy's face, but, look like he's going to for just a second. Then he'll say, "What would you do with this?"
Yeah. He kind of. May I hold it?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, and he's kind of a hunchback, kind of dwarven looking guy, and he kind of moving slow, but he takes that sword and he moves it around pretty darn quick, and kind of gets a handle on it. He says, yeah, he could weight it a little differently, maybe sharpen it. We could do some work on it if you wanted to. Maybe customize this grip a little bit.
I'd take that and I'll show him my paws, I guess. Maybe make it work a little bit better with my claws here.
He hands it back and he says, "Ooh, hold it real quick. Let me get a look."
All right.
And he kind of looks around. He kind of takes out a scrap of parchment and he kind of starts sketching on it a little bit. And he kind of shows you this little diagram that has has a different sort of grip that might make it easier for you.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take you up on that. What's it going to cost me?
Let's see. Customize on a sword like that. Geez, I could do it for 5 gold.
5. Make it 3 and we got a deal.
I don't know. I don't negotiate. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not like that guy.
All right, fine.
That guy that you definitely remember his name.
Yeah.
What's the time frame we're looking at then?
Well, I get started now on it, and you could pick it up later today, I guess.
All right, 5 it is.
Okay. All right. You hand over the sword.
Beg your pardon,
Yeah.
Jameson.
Mhm.
I see that you're doing that work with a rapier. I have one as well, but truthfully, I'm not sure that I want you to touch it. But I do have a set of daggers, and I'll set them down. As you can see, matching set. And anything perhaps you could do with these?
Yeah, I could do some work on them and maybe make them easier to throw, make them faster to draw, and that kind of thing, if that's okay.
Oh, I would be much obliged.
Let's see. We do 3 gold each dagger.
That sounds very fair. Thank you.
He takes those daggers and says, anything else, you guys? I also have pre-mades over here if you're looking for that. And he kind of, you're able to see a whole bunch of different weaponry on display.
I don't suppose any of that has magical properties?
No. I mean, they're sharp and they're very good, high quality. I got silver as well. Pewter, if you're into pewter weapons. I got an obsidian blade.
Who's into pewter weapons?
Oh,
Is there a benefit to a pewter weapon?
well,
Benzie.
it's a little more bendy. So if you want it to like break off in somebody, you could do that. It's be really messed up, though. I gotta say.
That would be pretty
I
messed
don't
up.
mess with pewter. I mean, every time I pick up a pewter, it just craps out on me. So, I mean, I'd rather trust something that's a little bit more shiny. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Tell us about the onyx blade. What kind of blade is it? Like, is it a sword, a dagger? What do we see?
He pulls it over, and you see it kind of looks like a little smaller than a football size piece of obsidian, and one part of it is kind of blunt, and it has this kind of sharpened, almost like an arrowhead, kind of back to it, mounted on a nicely carved weapon. So it would be like a two-handed, like a warhammer. Looks pretty gnarly.
Yenni. That look like something you might want?
Yeah, I just flip over the entire coin purse and just dump out all 3,000 gold coins. How much can I get for these? Oh, and I throw the finger on top of it. And that. How much can I get for all that?
Jameson looks shocked and says, "You keep the finger."
You took the
Oh.
finger?
A discount. I like it. And I put the finger back in the purse.
That's disgusting.
A 1-finger discount. Nice.
Where have you been storing that?
Oh, it's just in there.
Look, I don't want any trouble. I don't know if this is stolen or what's going on here. You could, I'll sell you whatever you want.
I mean, he gave you the finger. What else do you want?
Yeah, sell me all of this, and I shove the gold closer to it.
Okay, yes, take what you want.
Well, that one's good. You said the pewter. The pewter's that's a thing that people like. That pewter.
Sure, yeah,
yeah.
Here, have it.
Let's give me a pewter. Give me like 2 of those.
Okay.
She's just pointing in some direction. Anything, you got a lot of stabby, but do you got any more smashy stuff?
He says, yes, absolutely. He pulls out a bigger warhammer and just like is showing, just like everything, just like here, you can have this, you can have that. Do you want a bag? What are you going to carry all this stuff with?
You don't have any mules, do you?
I could get you a mule.
Okay, how much is that mule? Is it 1 finger? I'll take the finger back out.
I need you to keep the finger. I need you
Okay.
to not have that out anymore.
Okay, all right.
And by this time, several people are kind of coming over and crowding the stall.
Aryx is having a mild existential crisis during all this about how tactless Yenni is.
And it kind of starts to, people start kind of crowding in. First, it's a lot of the other shop owners are like, oh, what do you got? Oh, you get this over here. Hey, let me show you this. And they're kind of all crowding in. But eventually, it's regular people, regular townsfolk, are starting to kind of, whoa, look at that. And, after a minute, somebody reaches in and grabs some of the coins. And that just starts an almost like riot starts to happen. And people start to kind of grab. And Jameson starts to grab some things. And other people start to grab weapons there. And they all start to kind of push on you. This crushing that kind of happens real quick. All of a sudden, from kind of behind and up above, you hear this really big roar, and a freezing blast comes down, chills the whole scene. And you look back and you see Alistair standing up above. He has used his dragon breath to freeze everybody in place. And he says, "Everybody step back." A lot of the townspeople start to kind of scatter. The shopkeepers kind of start to pick things up as everybody's very kind of cold and shivering.
He's friend of ours. Friend of ours, that guy. He's friend of ours. Dragonborn, he's friend of ours.
He locks eyes with Jameson and the other shopkeepers and says, "Let's play it cool." And he looks at Yenni and he looks at all of you guys and he says, "You guys need to get it together. Pick all of this up and let's get going."
I point at Yenni.
He said play it cool because it was cold.
For the record, I impeccably behaved.
Hey, Jameson, I don't need any weapons or anything, but do you have any extra, pieces of mica or iron or maybe copper wire?
Yeah, sure. And he opens a drawer and gives you a few things. He says, "Hey, look, I didn't know you guys knew Alistair.
Oh, yeah, he's friend of ours.
Oh, okay.
Real good guy.
Great. Yeah, he's really cool. He's a great guy.
What do you know about Alistair?
Oh, he comes in here. I think he's a member of the army or the guard. I'm not really sure. Everybody seems to like him. He always pays all of his debts, and he's got plenty of coin to spare.
Pretty well respected, then.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, there's definitely lots of characters in the city, but I think he's one of the nicer guys.
How do we know Alistair?
So, going back, you would have found some sort of recruitment. You might have met him in Castor City. You might have answered a recruitment call. He might have ran into you and said he was looking for you.
All right.
Yeah, but nobody had a relationship with him before you started the quest, which ultimately ended up where we started.
And so about how long have we been with him?
It was about a day. So this is you guys have just kind of met him. There was maybe a day of prep before you left. You made your way out to the temple. You went through all of the, Indiana Jones stuff that happened in the temple. The future Patreon content coming? I don't know.
So we don't know this guy at all, really. And he doesn't know us. And we went through one fight and he made us knights. Got it.
He just kind of said, hey, you should come with us, and this was a test.
Yep, exactly. Alistair begins leaving the marketplace, and he kind of gives a hand wave to you guys, indicating that he's ready to show you to the Knights headquarters in Castor City.
Let's go.
And with that, you guys make your way. You're kind of walking through the town, and it seems like you're in an area that has a lot of maybe more kind of formal businesses. It seems like maybe there's the equivalent of offices in this part of town. And you kind of come to an area that has these little kind of doors, kind of one after another, that look like they're leading into maybe simple business fronts or offices. Maybe some go upstairs to apartments. And he comes to one that's very inconspicuous looking. It's mostly plain. You might miss it. It looks very blended into the wall. And the knob is, in fact, just inset inside of it. So there's not really a knob, but maybe just an inset on that door. You see that there is a lightly engraved into it. You see is the symbol that now is emblazoned on your guys' forearms, the symbol of the Knights of the Realm. And,
wow, now that is something.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yes, if you ever need a place to stay, this is open for you. And he slides it over. You see that his tattoo, his knight's tattoo, lights up as he touches this door and slices and slides it over. So there must be some sort of special lock on it that only knights can open. And he brings you in, and there is indeed a long hallway that is quite dark, but you see that there is daylight on the other side. And as you walk through, you see that the interior courtyard of what would be this city block is open. And you see that the several floors, about 3 floors of this courtyard kind of face in. And you see that there are some different people there hanging out. It seems like there's, maybe a dozen or so other little tiny rooms. And he says, welcome to our headquarters for the Castor City Knights. And he says, you're welcome to make yourself at home here. We have all the things that you would possibly need, services and a place to stay, of course. And he kind of comes over, leads you guys up, and he shows you some of the dormitories there. And he says, so here's, each of you can have a different room on here. Feel free to make yourselves at home.
Wow, we get our own room?
That's right.
We don't have to bunk up with nobody?
No, I mean, not unless you'd like to.
I mean, I've always slept in the same room with my brothers and sisters for most of my life. I never had a room to myself before. Wouldn't know what to do with myself.
And he opens kind of one of the doors to kind of show you, and you see that it is quite set up. It almost looks like a hotel. It's so nice. It has fine linens on it. He says, make yourselves at home. In a minute, I have more to share with you guys about what's going on, and we need to follow up on the intel that we learned concerning Danbrecht. So downstairs...
Hey,
yeah.
I got a question, Mr. What was your name again?
Alistair.
Nice to meet you. I'm Biscuit.
Yes,
is this like a chain? Like everywhere we go, there's going to be one of these things?
There might be other outposts, but none will be as good as the one here in Castor City. We have the best facility.
Wow, that is something. I mean, I heard tell stories about the knights and whatnot, but I mean that I didn't realize it had so many perks.
So you're the head knight around here?
That's right. I'm the head of this branch here.
How long you been a part of these things?
Well, this is going on my 3rd year. Started before the turmoil. Been keeping it up ever since.
You're the head knight after only 3 years?
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of changes, and unfortunately, you've lost a lot of knights along the way.
Mm.
Can I tell if he's telling the truth?
Roll perception.
Insight?
Yes, I'm sorry, insight.
That's a dirty 20.
You think that he's being truthful. Yeah, there's nothing that indicates that he's lying or covering anything.
All right.
He says, please, I'll discuss any questions you have more down in our briefing room. It's on the very bottom floor through the double doors. And with that, he heads downstairs. All right, so you guys head through the double doors, and you see that there is a big table at the very center that has a bunch of maps on it, several nice chairs around that table. This looks like any sort of typical command center. Alistair's standing at the other end, and he's looking down at some papers. As you guys all file in to Biscuit, who tails the group, he says, please close the door. And as you close the door, you kind of feel again that sort of the magic of whatever controls those doors kind of seals it up. And he says, there's much more that I need to tell you about the Knights of the Realm. In fact, I head up a special division of that deals exclusively with the intelligence for the Knights. And our task is to find out information and to report it back to headquarters. There are Knights in all the realms, in all the corners of the world. Since the start of the time of turmoil, we've discovered that many people are taking advantage of the ongoing recruitment.
Taking advantage how?
There are people who have joined up to become a knight, but have not had the purest of intentions.
Well, when the recruitment process is just, hey, do you want to join? I mean, what do you expect, darling?
Of course, there are risks associated with it. But our task is to go through and vet any problems that come up. We are the end all and be all of the internal affairs for the Knights. We call ourselves the Knights Intelligence Network, or KIN for short. We are just one piece of that. There is leadership, and we don't communicate directly with them. They have their own code names, and we have our code names. We are known as Dagger.
Oh, do we get a code name?
Well, no, you're part of...
I want a code name.
Sure, you can.
I want a cool code name. I want to be let's see. Can I be something like dart gun or slingshot or something like
Biscuit, your actual name already sounds like a code name, darling.
I mean, but that's my name. That's my father given name.
I always thought that was a nickname. Sorry about that.
Biscuit? No, that's my actual name.
Who names a person Biscuit? All right, whatever.
It's a common name in our family.
And he says, yes, it is. And he throws down a packet of papers. And he says, yes, we've done our research on you, Mr. Biscuit, as we have for each of you. And he throws down a packet of paper. And you see that it has your picture and your names on top of it.
What's a picture?
Guys, just play along.
An artistic rendering.
Like a caricature of sorts.
Yeah, sure. Like a fast sketch. Each of you has special skills and backgrounds that I think will make a valuable part of my team as we go through and find defected knights serving the wrong side, spies, infiltrators, all those manners of people. He looks over and he pulls out a strange-looking metallic device, and he kind of opens it up, and you see that it kind of starts to kind of glow blue. And he says, it's time that we contact Longbow, who is our commanding officer, and we get more information, see what we can find about this Danbrecht person.
Oh, see, that's a cool name, Longbow. I get it. It's all like weapons and stuff.
Yeah, the option to choose your own nickname is fine as well if you want to continue workshopping it. And he sets it down, and it opens up and kind of creates this blue portal, and it glows the entire room, and everybody has this sort of blue on there. And as it opens up, he says, "This is Kin Dagger to Kin Longbow. Come in, Kin Longbow." For where you may have before seen a portal, or I know Igneous definitely knows about portals and maybe has traveled through them, where usually you would see that it would be kind of a clear like opening. This has some sort of blur on it. It seems like you can kind of see shapes and colors behind it, but it's not 100% clear. A voice responds on the other side, and it seems like that voice as well is distorted in some sort of way. And it says,
"This is Kid Longbow. Go ahead."
And Alistair says, we want to get a trace, get some information on somebody calling themselves Danbrecht. And the voice on the other side says,
"We'll get back to you."
Transmission ends. And it shuts down, and it kind of turns off. He says, in a few minutes, we should know a little bit more about Danbrecht. We should get some information on who he is, when he was recruited, and all those types of things. I want to let you guys know that the people that we're going to be hunting down are going to have the title of Knight of the Realm. And our job is to protect others. But the people that we're going to be hunting down are going to be very devious. They're going to be very unsavory characters. And oftentimes, our mission is to eliminate them. I want to make sure that all of you are okay with that.
Sounds dangerous. That come with an increase in pay.
As you can see, we are not short of commodities. We're not short of rewards. We're not short of supplying our field agents with what they need. So whatever you want, we can get.
Sounds like a deal to me.
After a moment, the blue portal comes back on. Again, on the other side, you hear the distorted voice.
"This is Kin Longbow. We have info on Danbrecht. He was a knight recruited 3 weeks ago. We have reason to believe that he is, in fact, an enemy of the Knights. You are authorized to question him and to follow up with any necessary leads as to the network that he works with."
And Alistair says, "Understood. Over and out." So before the portal closes, a piece of paper comes through and it sticks out about halfway. And Alistair grabs the other side of it and pulls it through. And you see that this indeed is kind of like your files. It is a file that has Dan Breck's name on it and a lot of information there. And he says, all right, this is our lead. And so he kind of leafs through it and he says, looks like he likes to frequent some of the clubs and casinos around here. Why don't we go and see if we can track this guy down, maybe talk to him a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, I got nicknames for everybody. I just want to let you know. So Dierdre, your name is Rapier. Igneous, your name is Talon because you're like kind of got some bird things going on. So I think that's kind of cool. Aryx, your name is Claws because you're kind of like cat. And Yenni, I just went with Battle Axe because that's what you got. And then I'm gonna go with Slingshot. That's like in the field, like really cool. If we got to refer to each other, we want to keep it low key. I think we should use those nicknames. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, y'all do your own thing.
Sounds good. Slingshot.
There you go.
Hello, listeners of the Roll Table. This is Jeff, your DM for Season 4. Holy moly, halfway through another episode. And last time we were here talking, I couldn't tell you about the big reveal of there being 2 stories going on at the same time. But that's how it's going to work. I'm going to come to you halfway through the episode like this and have to only acknowledge the things that happened in the first half of the episode. It's a weird thing, and I'm happy to talk about it now. This was a format that I wanted to play with for a while, and it's coming true now. So each episode, if it works out, you'll see one half of the episode with Team Alistair and the second half with Team Remy. So it should be a fun thing. I'm excited to see where it goes and to challenge our players to run 2 different campaigns in their head at the same time. We're going to have some fun with it. I want to give a shout out to the Chula Vista High School Dungeons and Dragons Club. I, in my real life, am a teacher at Chula Vista High School, and I'm the advisor for the Dungeons and Dragons Club, if for some reason they are listening. And I hope, kind of, that they are, that they know that I appreciate them and that they're awesome. A shout out to all Dungeons and Dragons clubs all throughout the nation, but a special one to my group of teens that I get to work with. They're super awesome and super fun. So if they're listening, you guys rock. We have a special holiday show coming up soon. We're in December now, and we're going to have a very special holiday episode of the podcast coming out soon. It's going to be DM'd by Matt Messerman, who this season plays Aryx and Branch. In this season, he played Salius before, so that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be dropping in the feed soon. Hey, the best way to support us is to leave a rating and a review on whatever podcast service you're listening to. It's super easy. Just jump on there. That 5-star review is awesome. That review is awesome too. It helps bump us up so other people can find us. Visit our Instagram and our Twitter at RolledTable. Use the hashtag RolledTable to help get the word out about the show. We like to put lots of fun bonus content about stuff we're doing, so it's really cool. Another cool thing to join up is our Discord server. You can jump on there. We can talk right back to you. You can share stuff. We can share memes. It's a lot of fun. Look for our Discord server, Knights of the Rolled Table, on Discord, and click on that. Some of the combat music featured in this episode was created by Weston Gardner. You remember Weston, and he can be found on his Patreon, Arcane Anthems. There are some great royalty-free original compositions that you can download right now. Check it out. The link to Arcane Anthems in the show notes. All of the art for our characters and maps, you know it, you love it, is made by Chris Daly, who also has a Patreon called Dungeon Heads. There you can select from an ever-growing gallery of character art and download it for free. We love the free stuff. Check out Dungeon Heads on Patreon. Follow Chris's art at Dungeon Heads on Twitter and Instagram. And you can also catch Chris on a podcast called Comic Book Keepers. It's very fun if you're into comics. They go super deep. If you have feedback or questions, you want to talk to us, talk to me, knightsoftherolledtable@gmail.com. That's the email. Jump on there. Look, we know we are not the only D&D actual play podcast out there, but we're happy you're listening to us. So thank you again for giving us the chance to be in your ears, be in your life. We love you guys. We love doing this show. That's all for our announcements. Now, go out and make life an adventure. Remy takes you all, and you're walking across the dunes of Red Basin, headed towards the village of Quince, and it's very hot.
Are we there yet?
No, we're not there yet.
Can you tell us when we're going to be there?
Of course, it will be obvious when we were there. Quince is a city that is built into a large rock formation. It sits above the sand.
I just feel like we're doing an awful lot of traveling.
It's a very large realm here. Everybody roll a Constitution saving throw to see how the desert treats you.
That's a 12.
Carver got a 23.
Okay.
Branch got a 10.
Jerik has +4 to Constitution saving throws, so 5.
Oh, no!
Super. So everybody, 10 or lower, you take 1 point of exhaustion.
No!
The sun climbs ever higher into the sky, nearly straight overhead. Let's have everybody roll a perception check while you are looking over the dunes, trying to find this village.
15.
22.
Yeah, wait, what does it mean to have 1 point of exhaustion? What do we need to do?
Our ability checks are rolled with disadvantage.
Boo.
It's not a fun thing.
13 for me.
14.
Branch is very perceptive. He has a 22.
6.
So Branch, you're the first to see through the waving mirage-like visions that you see. Beyond that, you do indeed see that just like as if like in Arizona in Monument Valley, a great stone formation sticking out of the desert, you see in the distant horizon.
Hey, look. And he'll point it out to everyone else.
We're close. We're almost there. Hang in there, everybody. And you begin to walk further and further, getting closer and closer. Finally, after a little while, you can actually see the very bottom of where this big piece of rock meets the sand. You see that there is this big overhang, this big cave, and out in front there are some fences and a couple things, but most of this entire village is carved into this big rock, and it sits a few, maybe 10 or 15 feet up some staircases that come down on many sides. You see that there might be some people. You see there's kind of laundry hanging out of windows. There are definitely signs of life down below, the first kind of signs of civilization that you guys have actually seen in quite a long time. As you're coming down, you begin to see that there's maybe some rustling going down. People are kind of moving inside. And just as that begins to happen, Branch, you actually notice that there's some sand kind of falling down around you. And you take a moment and you actually feel like a trembling that's happening.
The ground is it's moving.
You guys all stop. After a minute, you kind of feel this same sensation, almost like a very slight earthquake.
Having lived in this area for a while, do I know of any creature indigenously that might cause this kind of phenomenon?
Yes, you do. You know that this area are infested with a type of sandworm. So immediately you kind of know that you should get off of the sand.
We have to make it to the spice mines.
Oh, no.
I suggest that we get off of the sand as quickly as possible.
Well, yeah, we gotta get into that town, right?
The shaking starts to get much more violent now.
How far are we from that town?
You are maybe a quarter of a mile.
Do you want to run, or...?
Is it like Tremors, Jeff?
What Carver knows is that it is like the film Tremors.
Has he seen the movie Tremors?
Yes, he got it downloaded off of Napster before it shut down.
It's in his hard drive, and
Yeah.
he knows Kevin Bacon.
He definitely knows Kevin Bacon,
Okay.
yeah. And
I saw it in the theater.
wow.
Gotcha.
That's actually awesome. And most of the interactions like with them are kind of not like Tremors level, and there's actually some people that harvest their silk and kind of can put them in cages and control them. You also know that there's legends that there are ancient sandworms, which are very rare, which can grow to monstrous sizes.
I think we need to proceed cautiously, not run, but make haste as quickly and silently as possible.
Are you saying it can hear footsteps? Is that what you're trying to say? There's something underneath that can hear footsteps.
Correct. Perhaps if one of you that is not feeling at your best, I can carry you.
Why don't we give it something to listen to? I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
So my big old anchor is going to show up 60 feet. We'll put it behind us, so not between us and the town. And I'm going to start whacking the ground.
Okay. You guys start to feel the rumbling intensify to a level that it is starting to get harder to walk. And you hear in the village, like some horns going off and drums that might signal something kind of going on. And you're seeing the people down below starting to pull animals out of the sand, and people are coming down to the very edge of the rock and helping people up.
All right, you lot, let's move it. I'm going to start hightailing it towards the town.
Yes, we should go. I'm gonna take Carver up on his offer to carry me.
I will pick up Branch. Carver will pick up Branch.
Let me carry you in my arms.
Jerik, I'm not carrying you.
That's fine. Let's go.
And Remy just starts. He says, "Get moving! We gotta get to the rock!" And starts running as fast as he can down the dune.
My intention is, as we're running, to have the anchor trailing 60 feet behind us, like smacking the ground as much as possible.
All right.
Like, kind of trying to draw it away.
All right, you guys kind of get to the bottom of the dune, and they're now just kind of running as fast as you can. The rumbling is going crazy. Sarsa, you look back to see what's happening with your anchor. What you see is this. Almost the entire giant bank side of this mountain begins to fall away, begins to kind of cave downwards and just kind of disappear. And taking its place, you just see this enormous, gaping maw that is maybe 50 feet wide come up and completely crash down on your anchor right where it was and pull down. You just this massive, we've all seen the trailer to Dune, right?
I've never seen Dune or Tremors or any of that. I'm so out of my element, but I have seen Beetlejuice.
Okay, it's like a big thing like that. And it comes down and just, that's the source, this enormous, gigantic sandworm.
Whoa! Could somebody... Do you guys know those are in there? Could we have mentioned that earlier?
I knew there was a giant worm inside of the sand.
Well, we've been on that stand for like 20 miles. You couldn't have mentioned that earlier. Let's go.
There are many creatures that live in the sand. I didn't
Let's
think
go.
of saying every creature that lives in the sand, but I can list them for you if you would like.
With the bang of the sandworm's mouth hitting down onto the sand, it actually kicks up a giant wave of sand and air that pushes past you, and the sun immediately kind of gets shaded, and there is this sandstorm now that is also happening at the same time. And so your vision of the faraway town begins to kind of lessen. You're running towards, and you get these rumbling sensations of other things running in the sand alongside where you are.
DM, how much does this thing look like it weighs?
That is like asking me to estimate how much like an ocean liner weighs. I don't have a number to give you, but it's like
So a lot.
mass.
The answer's a lot.
The answer is
One-
there's not a scale of measurement I can give you that will be relatable.
It weighs one worm unit.
One massive worm unit. Don't Google that. Everybody, go ahead and roll. Let's see, what would be good for figuring out? How about in athletics to see how far you guys are able to get here? And Carver, I'm going to ask you to do it at disadvantage.
Me?
Yes, you're carrying somebody.
Carrying a dude.
Oh,
So
okay,
Branch,
right.
you just sit back. You
Okay.
don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable. Yes.
7.
6.
17.
Okay.
TPK!
Del.
At disadvantage.
Del, you are able to kind of pull ahead, and you see that the party is slowing down a little bit, but you're able to see the rock face forward a little bit. Actually, since you are ahead, Del, go ahead and roll a perception check as you're kind of looking around.
Okay. All right, that is a 16.
16. All right. What you see is that people are kind of running up and pulling people up to the stone staircases that are there. And as you look to your right, you actually hear a little bit of a very young voice that's crying out. And it says, "Mama! Mom! Mom, where are you?" You see that there's a figure of a small child to the right of you.
Okay. So how far behind is everyone from me?
They're maybe I'm so bad with distance. They're maybe 20 yards.
Think of ocean liners. If that
Okay.
helps.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
One ocean liner behind.
How much?
And
20 knots.
at the same time, Mr. Kass, you were in the village of Quince when the horn started going off. A lot of people ran to the very edge of town where you had entered off of the sand, and were pulling people up, and you jumped in and were helping people. You were pulling others up.
Quickly! This way! And I just want you to know that you're seeing this. It's what you guys see is this tan guy with black hair, and he's pretty ripped. He's got a scar that's like a rigid like scar under his eye from some torture. And he is wearing common clothing with like a hooded clothing with some chainmail, and he's real hot. He's like a 10.
Noted.
This way, quickly!
And with that, we'd like to welcome Matt Acevedo to the podcast. Welcome, Matt.
Yay!
And
They're coming!
as you're doing this glorious, people stop and put their hands on you, oh my gosh, thank you, wow.
I mean, I'm imagining, Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans had a baby with Angelina Jolie.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
And I'm here for all of it.
At the same time that you're kind of pulling that up, you hear that same young voice, the voice of a little boy shouting out for his mother down on the sand.
Oh, I see this little boy, and I grab, I'm helping up a boy who looks fit enough, and I say, "Handle it from here." And I turn around and I sprint towards the screaming, and I don't know where he is, so I'd like to make a perception check to you say I just hear him, right?
You just heard him, yes.
Okay, so I would like to use perception to locate exactly where he is.
Very well, do so.
Okay, that is a 16.
16. All right, so using your echolocation of shouting words of encouragement, you're actually able. You kind of pick a direction and go in that direction, and sure enough, you see the outline of this boy. He looks very, very helpless.
Oh, I sprint towards him, and as I come through, I say, "Don't worry, I'm coming!" And I jump through the wind, and I leap forward, and I have, I'm very strong, so I actually get an extra, I think, how much? I get 14 feet or something like that when I jump. Let me double check that. But it's really far, and I can look that up if you want me to. But for flair, I jump chest out, as if I'm going to punch with two hands. But I go in, as I jump in, I grab the boy with both my arms, and I say, "I have you now, son. It's going to be okay." And I carry him and run back.
So great, so excellent. So you do that. You jump down right in front of this scared boy, and Deleth, you see this happen as you're kind of coming up. At the same time, out of the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sandworms that are maybe about the size of a cow rear their heads and surround the boy there and are surrounding you, Kass. And with that, we're going to roll initiative.
Oh,
snap.
Man.
Did you guys all see that really hot guy grab that kid?
Yes, Jerik, yes, I did.
I got a 5.
17.
Also 17.
11.
11 as well.
Twinsies.
Carver got an 18.
All right, so first up in initiative is Chris. Carver.
Dang.
So you're kind of running a little bit back. You can kind of make out the forms here. You can kind of see the outline of Kass and the little boy and a bunch of sandworms over there.
You can drop branch.
Okay, I say,
Branch, I think this young human needs our help.
A branch can help little human.
May I put you down?
Yes, put branch on ground.
I'm saying this as if we're running kind of. Okay, Carver puts Branch down, and he's going to. Gosh, I have nothing.
It's going to be all right, son.
I'm scared, mister.
Don't be. Here, and I rip off like a piece. I have like a little toy in my pocket for this situation, and I hand him like this little toy. Hold on to this. It'll protect you.
I don't want this right now. I just want it out of me.
Okay, well, the strength was in your heart the whole time.
Oh, yay.
Okay, I'm gonna cast. Carver is going to. Okay, go with me on this journey. Carver is going to reach out his hand, and he's going to kind of squeeze it into a fist. And from his forearm compartment, these tiny little 6-inch floating jellyfishes that kind of go on these little propellers. They're going to, and they kind of float towards the sandworms, and they start depositing these little glowing orbs all around them. These tiny little pollen-esque glowing orbs, and he's casting fairy fire on the sandworm. They all have to make a dexterity saving throw.
I do too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and just do that for everybody.
To dodge the jellyfish spores.
Oh, this might not make it. I got a 13.
So the save is a 16. So you start glowing green.
Woo! This is what happens when you fight danger.
The boy fails. He doesn't.
Oh no!
So they are glowing in a dim 10-foot radius of green, but any of the worms that fail also would glow, and any object that tries to shoot anybody that failed has advantage.
Okay, so 4 of them are glowing, and 2 of them are not. So fairy fire on the field. Anything else on your turn here?
Yeah, and then for my bonus action, the little woodpecker that comes out from the heart compartment, the chest compartment, is going to fly out. It's a little steel flying woodpecker, and it's going to kind of fly out and go like, and it's actually going to make a little force attack at one of the sandworms.
Okay,
And
one of the glowing
it's
ones.
It's going to attack for 16. One of the glowing ones, yeah.
Let's say that hits.
10 force damage.
All right, some disgusting green blood kind of squirts out and it goes, wah, and it thrashes around a little bit. It is Jen's turn. It is now time for Sarsa.
So, quick question.
Yes.
My spiritual weapon that got pounced on, did it swallow it? Is that what you said?
Yes, so it swallowed it.
So, cool. I want to see if I can hit its tonsils.
So here's what I'll say. When it jumped on it, it pulled it down at a rate that was really fast, so it kind of took it. I'm going to say it has like something massive could move it that's not you, because it does have a physical manifestation, and it moved it out of your range. But before it was completely out of your range, you kind of had it tickle around a little bit, and you can't be sure, but there was kind of like a little extra, like as there was like there was like a little, and then it kind of went away and was out of range. So you do not have your spectral weapon at the moment.
I'll take that. And how far away am I from Hotsy McGee and the little boy?
About the same distance, about 25 feet.
Dope. I'm gonna run up to them, and I'm gonna kind of like accidentally, quote, quote, like bump into, I don't know his name. I don't need his name. Ripples Pictoris is who I'm gonna like kind of accidentally kind of fling myself on his chest, and then I'm gonna be like,
You're thinking that, and while you're thinking that, he says to the kid, "Don't worry, Kass Isleheart will protect you."
nope, Ripples Pictoris. And I'm gonna like kind of get in their space and be like, "I got this." Also, hi, and I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians. And I'm going to go ahead and cast that as a 4th level spell. So the ones that failed are going to take 18 radiant damage.
Yikes!
And the ones that saved are going to take 9.
All right, so that happens. Cass, you are now surrounded by a bunch of not only the lights that came in, but now there's a bunch of glowing stingrays that are flying around and hurting all of the some of the.
And a moderately attractive tiefling cleric.
Do I see these heroes?
Yes, you see them.
They're
coming up.
I say, "Thank you for the aid, but get out of here. I can handle this. Save yourselves."
All right, it is now Matt Messerman's turn. It is Branch's turn.
All right, I'm going to use Erupting Earth. I will cast it on 2 of the worm cows.
Okay.
So they need to make a dexterity saving throw. There it is. They have to beat a DC of 16.
Okay, 1 passes, 1 fails.
The failure takes 22 bludgeoning damage, and the other one takes 11. I also like to use my Fury of the Small when I damage a creature with an attack or spell, and the creature's size is larger than mine, and a cow worm is larger than a tiny goblin.
Yes, that's
I
true.
can cause that attack or spell to deal extra damage to the creature. And it's my level, so I will do an extra 8 damage to, let's say the one I did 22 damage to. Let's say I did 30 to it instead.
Okay, so with that, your extra spell power there, this one worm gets completely obliterated, ripped into shreds, disgusting green blood, and silk explode out all over the place, and one of them is gone. Gross.
Yay.
Nice.
Ha ha ha! You have not had your turn yet, so pump the brakes, hero. All right, next is Carlos.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and run at the closest one and just unsheath my rapier and try and ram it through whatever head area I can kind of like make out for this worm.
Okay, roll it.
That is a 7.
That is going to miss.
Oof.
Any other actions or things you want to do?
Let's see. I guess I will go ahead and do Insightful Fighting, which is a bonus action. I can do an insight check against enemy charisma, deception, and then if successful, I'll be able to use a sneak attack for 1 minute, even if there's no advantage against the enemy. Alright, that's a 7 as well.
Okay.
I don't know if worms have any charisma, so to speak.
You know, not very much.
Okay.
So that works.
Oh, alright then.
That passes. The 7 passes.
Excellent.
These rubes over here.
And then I can tell that these worms fight like worms, which will be very useful for me.
All right, it is now Zach's turn. Jerik.
So, Jerik recently learned the spell Shatter, inspired by his old friend Celius. So, he's going to cast Shatter, unless he has some particular insight, is guessing that a super loud noise would scare little worms away. So, he's going to cast it on the side of the worm circle that is like closer to the town. So if they were scared away from the center of it, they'd like flee away from the path we need to get.
You hear in your mind, use the spell, Jerik.
Yes, I feel inspired.
Oh no, is that the ghost of
far away?
Oh, no.
Hey, we don't know.
We don't know.
It's going to be a Constitution saving throw for as many worms as I can get without hitting the child.
Okay, so 1 fails, 1 passes, following the pattern of all the rolls tonight.
So that's going to be 3d8, but more so like my hope is to like a giant loud sound to have an effect on the worms. It's going to take 15 damage for the one it hit. Do they react at all to the giant shattery sound?
They ride the round, maybe a little more. But it's not their
Extra
turn, so they can't do anything about it.
Gotcha.
All right, it is now the worms' turn, and one is going to start turning to our friend Sarsa. It opens up a deeper compartment in its hideous mouth and is going to shoot acid out. So roll a dexterity saving throw, Sarsa Demisol.
16.
16, that'll pass. All right, so 6 acid damage, and so the acid is on you, and as well as a bunch of this thin fiber, almost like spider webby, like this silk that is mixed in with this acid, and it kind of burns and binds onto part of you there.
I don't like that.
Next one is going to lunge forward at Kass, and is going to try and bite.
Hold tight, son.
Is this your son?
That's a 22 to hit.
I have my AC is 16 right now.
Okay, it's going to hit you.
Ah! I grit my teeth, but I don't stop smiling.
All right, so it's going to latch on. It's going to do 11 damage right off the bat, and it is going to attempt to hold on and grapple you. We're going to do a strength competition. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It's time to let loose. Okay, that is an 18 plus 4, so that is a 22.
Ooh, oh, man, I was very close. I got a 17 plus 3, a 20 on that one. So you managed to kind of kick off this worm.
It's biting me, right? So I flex my muscle.
It just explodes. Yeah. Like hulking out of a shirt. Yeah, excellent. Great.
I told you I wouldn't squirm, and I flex it off.
Great.
Can I swoon? Can I use a reaction to swoon?
Yes, that will use your reaction. All right, the next one is going to attack.
Wait, did that one make the save too?
Oh, let's find out. 11.
That's not gonna save. So that one's gonna take 15 radiant damage.
Yikers! It just gets this radiant damage. It is not looking great. All right, the next one is going to try and do a bite attack on Deleth for 19 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, armor class is 15, so yeah, that gets
All right, it's going to do 9 damage to you and also attempt to hold on to you. Ooh, it's not going to... So strength.
So,
strength check.
With Uncanny Dodge, it says when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage against you.
Okay, and it tries to grapple you, but unfortunately does not manage to do that. And it's going to roll its save here. Ooh, it did make it.
It'll be 7.
Oh man! And just as it's retracting from its bite, all of these stingrays come over and start going all over it, and it just kind of falls apart. It disintegrates away. So another one of the sandworms is done. The 2 remaining sink down into the sand. So 2 are up and 2 have sunk down into the sand. So now Remy is going to come up. He is going to make an attack on one of them, and he's actually going to miss that attack. He's going to try another thing, and that also misses. So you see him pull out the sword and swing down. He misses, and so now here, Kass, it is your turn, and you see fighting alongside you for the first time in a very long time is Remy. You kind of look up, and you guys make eye contact, and it takes a little second to kind of register, but sure enough, you notice that that's Remy Valiant.
Remy! Getting a little slow, aren't you? Ha ha ha!
Kass, is that you?
That's right, Remy. I knew I'd find you out here. Let's why don't we make work of these worms and go get a cup of tea?
Let's do, friend.
That's right. Let's do. And I have the there's 2 up in front of me.
Yes.
And 2 are in the sand somewhere.
Yes.
Don't like that. Mm-mm. Remy.
Yes.
I need to get this child to safety. I'll be right back.
Oh.
and I double action with the kid to get like 60 feet away to put him in a safe spot.
Okay. You very quickly run away with the kid, and you're actually able to get to kind of the base of the staircases that lead up onto the rock. And you see that there's some people kind of standing there. Some worms are starting to... you see that there's like sand kind of moving around down below. You're not sure what dangers are there, but you just quickly hand up the kid to somebody, and
I say, you make sure this kid gets to his mother.
Oh, okay, sir. And then you run back. I'll say that your Valiant energy has allowed you to go all the way there and all the way back. So if you'd like to make an attack, you're right back where you were. So you can make an attack if you'd like.
I sprint. The sprint's a little. It's like straight out of like an anime, like real fast. And I come right back, and you just see like speech bubbles from afar. But I come back into frame, and I grab and I say, I take a deep breath, and it's time. Solana, give me your strength. And I pull out from my back this huge greatsword. I wield it, and I go and I strike. Make one strike. I won't. I usually get 2 strikes, but because you're letting me do this, I'm only gonna do the 1 because that's OP. So because I did double action. Anyways, so I take my great sword and I swing down at the sandworm, and I just go, Dah!
Okay, roll.
And we'll see if that does anything.
I hope it does. It's a lot of build-up.
It really was, man. It really was. All right, here we go.
That guy's got a really big sword.
Yes, he does.
Okay. I'm also proficient, so I get to add my proficiency bonus with a great sword. So that is a 13 plus 7. So that is an unnatural 20, dirty 20.
You hit, my friend. Roll that damage.
All right. And it's 2d6 damage coming at you plus 4. So here we go. Roll the dice. Okay, that is a 6 and a 4. It's a 6 and a 4. That's 10, so 14 with my additional bonus.
All right, so with that, you swing down and like cutting a Christmas roast in half, as you do to serve Christmas roast. It just splits right down the middle with your sword, and that worm is no more. And Remy looks up at you, and he gives you a knowing, fatherly type of nod, like, "Well done,
and
son."
As the sword like breaks through, it's like a 3 take, like gah gah gah, and then I look back at Remy and I say, "I've gotten stronger since the last time I saw you, Remy."
You're doing fine, son. Let's go back to the top of the order now, and it is back to Carver's turn.
So there's 1 left.
You see 1 left.
Okay, Carver will look at it and say,
I will attempt to take out the last worm for the safety of all involved.
and his little arm compartment will open up, and he pulls out his chef's knife that you saw him use the night before to cut up all of the food, and he throws it at the worm. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
So that's 9 damage, and it returns to him, kind of like a boomerang, but it kind of goes... It kind of goes through the worm and returns to him like... And then he throws it again.
You don't think he did that before? Before he was cooking with it.
All right, so you, Carver, here's what I'll say. You throw that knife, and you know how to throw it like twice pretty fast. But as soon as it lands, it hits, it travels directly through. It kind of goes in one end and out the other. It's real gross. But returns to you, and the worm just flops over, dead, gutted. It did not stand a chance.
So and it flies back, and he's ready to throw it again. He's like,
"Oh, all right. Well, good."
Sorry, Carver.
How
You're too
did
good.
I do that?
You're just too good.
I didn't know that my knife would come back to me like that.
All right, so now there are no worms that anybody can see sticking up out of the ground, but there are still the two somewhere underground. So any other turns?
I suggest we all move onto the stone as quickly as possible.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna still take this because they're still in play. Something could still happen here.
So I'll use Carver will use his movement to move towards the stone.
Okay, great. You are able to kind of get almost all the way to the stone. You're still in the just at the very footsteps of getting there. It is now Sarsa's turn.
I am also going to move towards the step, but I'd like to ready if I see one of the worms pop up, I want to cast Sacred Flame on it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a dexterity check, please.
Oh, I don't like this. I do not like. 14.
14? All right, so you're able to move that distance. You're right up next to Carver. You guys are getting right near the edge of that rock there. It is now Branch's turn.
Okay, so I can get onto it, but not all the way.
I'm sorry, you would be where Sarsa and Carver are, which is about 15 feet away, if you did your movement.
I will do that, and then I would like to hold my actual action.
Okay.
And if one of the worms pops its ugly little face up, I would like to cast Moonbeam at it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check.
14.
Okay. You make it there, and you guys are just about to get there. Carlos, Mr. Dell, it is your turn.
Yes. I have an ability called Eye for Detail, where I can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot hidden creatures. Could I use that to see where they might be located in the sand, like see any details, like kind of sand moving around or something just out of the usual?
Ooh, yeah.
Or would that be difficult to parse?
Go ahead and roll it. I'll let you roll it.
Okay, let's go. And that is 15.
Okay, so you actually, by kind of being very still and kind of checking things out, you can actually see that there's kind of some like moving mounds of dirt that are kind of chasing after in the direction of where Sarsa and Carver and Branch went.
I cut my hands out. I'm like, Sarsa, close to you.
That was very helpful.
All right, will you move that way as well?
I will. I'll go ahead and do a dash and get my button gear.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll a dexterity as well.
All right. That is 21.
21. All right. So you're able to make it there. No problemo. It is now Jerik.
All right. So I'm gonna be running after Sarsa and Branch, and I think I would like to cast Mold Earth on those spots where it looks like, assuming I can also kind of like locate where it looks like the worms are underground. I'm going to cast Mold Earth to excavate that 5-foot cube and like lift it up out of the sand with presumably, hopefully with the worms in it.
Nice. All right. So you take a minute. You kind of look and see maybe what Deleth was looking at. You cast your spell, and you lift this chunk up. And as you do, it's obvious that the worm was moving, and it keeps moving through the cube as the cube is floating in the air, and it falls down flat onto its face, and kind of falls over, and is now kind of very confused, kind of writhing on the ground, trying to get its bearing, as it's very confused as to what just happened to it.
When that happened, would my held action then take into effect and hit him with a moonbeam?
Moonbeam him, baby.
Boom. Moonbeam, alright, he's gonna roll a con saving throw.
Okay, that's an 11.
That fails, so he's gonna take 2d10 radiant damage.
Alright, so the moonbeam comes down through the sand and the wind here, and it hurts it a whole bunch, and it writhes around even more as it's now all moony.
Did we get to use my my readied action too of Sacred Flame?
Let's do it.
So it basically has to make a dex save.
He saves, you catchy
Sorry,
people.
it's just...
I guess so. 17 to save.
That'll save. So it don't do nothing.
And I should point out that the moonbeam, I believe, stays there.
Yes,
and
that's right. We'll go ahead and move on to the worms. So the one that's there is going to it's going to look around, it's going to move forward, and it's going to attack our friend Branch for 18 to hit.
That will hit.
And it's going to do, oh baby, it's going to do 14 damage, and it is going to attempt to hold on to you. Oh, it's not going to do it though. You're going to win. Go ahead and roll the strength contest there. As long as you don't get a 1, you will win.
I got a 7, by the way.
7. All right. So you do manage to kick it off. You're not dragged down into the depths of the sand. As and the other worm, the mystery worm, down below somewhere, is going to attempt to grab on and bite onto Sarsa. It does not. It is not able to do that.
I don't like that.
And Remy also comes up, and he is, as he goes, he comes up to the sandworm that is under the moonbeam and writhing around, and he sees it there, and you see him turn around his sword and hold it over his head and then bring it down, and with unexpected strength and agility that you saw in the first fight, he brings it down directly into this worm, and it writhes around a little bit, and he pulls it up out of it, and it goes lifeless, and he wipes the disgusting green goo off of it and continues walking. So the one that got pulled out of the sand is Dunzo, and there's one left right next to Sarsa that everybody can kind of see, and is now Kass's turn.
Oh, I still have my. Sorry, I didn't even think about it, but I still have my stingrays up too.
Stingy time.
At the start
Stingy
of
time.
its
I'll
turn.
roll for that. 11.
11 is not gonna save, so it's gonna take 16 damage.
Hi, caramba. Okay, so it's looking bad after some stingies, and it's Kass's turn.
I wield my sword and I rush towards Sarsa, and I as I go to swing down on this worm, I say, "I don't think you asked the lady to dance," and I bring down my great sword on the worm, and I get 2 attacks because of my great sword, and at level 6 I get another feat that lets me strike twice when I attack for free, which is dope.
Rat.
So here it comes. Okay, the first attack is an 8 plus 7.
That'll hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, and then this one will also hit. It's a unnatural 19. So 21 damage total on this worm.
All right, describe your victory.
So I say that you did ask the lady to dance. Go, go, go. You see the 3 frame of me finishing off this worm, and I pull my sword out of its guts and clean it on my cloth, the blood off my cloth, and I flip my hair up and I look at Sarsa and I say, "Are you all right?"
I am now. Hello.
Jeremy Crawford, who is the rule writer for D&D, says a spiritual weapon doesn't pass through walls. It also doesn't occupy its space. It's not a creature, and it's not described as being large enough to fill its space.
What?
Thanks, Jeremy Crawford. That clears it up.